I know.
All right, baby toy. Down rate for a minute.
Yeah.
Bless you.
As long as she don't move.
Are we okay? Tammy, can somebody text
I can
her
text
and
her.
see if she's coming? Cause I want to respect y'all's time, but I want us to get started.
You want to see if I can see you?
Action.
Take one.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, we just gonna start without you, baby.
Quiet on set.
He is a mess, y'all.
All right.
You thought that was coding?
It is extremely.
Woo! With the background.
Sir, you gonna get out my ear.
Oh, you can't hit something.
You don't have one of those.
He a Yankee.
No.
Yankee, dang,
You know the New Yorkers.
They don't have no inside
No
voice.
inside voice.
No, that's not true.
No signal. How you?
I just took it
Oh,
out.
okay.
Because I need to. I don't know what's going on. Why is it going exactly?
What's the IT?
I'm sorry, guys. Y'all gonna get all of this today from us.
Yeah. It's a lot of animation in the room.
She said she on the way.
I'm on the clock.
The shit is on where she
Do
at.
what y'all gotta do.
Oh, okay, it's 11:32.
She probably almost here. You know, it's not for.
All right. Well, while I, you know what? Is this the list of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just go through here real quick until I get set up. But I want you guys to be able to. This was really good. This was a lady on YouTube who actually.
This lady.
Yes.
Jennifer?
I think I subscribe to her too.
I think she has a really good outlook as far as like all of the stuff. So one of my favorite things for people like Kingsley,
Bless him. Bless him.
What's the next line after that?
it has page 3 has if you use a desktop, an iOS, and that's all the options.
You're missing one. The most important one. The second most.
You see, it's all the way at the end of the
Right.
Oh, throw those
It don't have
pages
a
away.
It don't have a lot of features
Right.
either.
So it has all of the options for if you want to, use whichever device.
Okay.
So really, really good for that, so that you can use them all. I do have them. So when I get to Design Space, which I'll show y'all what Design Space is, you'll get to see how once you set up an account, everything merges. So if you're on your iPad, there are more features on the computer than there are on the iPad. There have been times where I've done stuff on my computer, and then when I transfer it over to the iPad, it's like the fonts are not used, so they won't have it. So if you're trying to do something really on the fly, and you need to do something, hey, you can use your iPad. But if you really want to get into really designing and really kind of making it really nice, but I have done both.
So we need to put it on a desktop as well.
I would
Just
just
for the more features.
Yes.
And to be
and
able
your
to like
desktop-
manipulate it more.
Okay.
Yeah, to
Okay.
see it.
And your desktop, so basically once you make the account, so once we start unboxing, that's going to be part of it. You guys will be doing your account, because what I want you guys to do is actually set it all up from there. So we kind of go through the book, and then we'll talk it through as far as how y'all can set it up. Did you need a book? We have an extra one if you want to go ahead and get one.
Thank you.
So everybody has. All right, so we'll go to page 4, and it just kind of talks it
Thank you.
through for the desktop, Design Space. We're just gonna keep going. Page 6. So on here, they do have a couple options, and what we'll need to do first is set your Cricut to Bluetooth, because, and now that we're on, thankfully, Andrea's Wi-Fi, all of us have the same Wi-Fi at all of our clubs, so it'll pick up. But just make sure again that when you are utilizing a new device that you make sure you Bluetooth that device as well, because it will not pick it up. But there's no cords, no strings, everything is Bluetooth, so you definitely have to make sure. If you really like this and you want to get into doing, they do have a smaller one. It's called a Cricut Joy. That is a pocket one. I think I actually have one in my car, and it does smaller things.
You
but
talking about that? It looks about that big.
now it's about that.
like-
Orange. It's blue, and I have mine. If you want to see it, I can go get it out of the car on the break. But that one is really simple. If you have to, again, make some on the fly. They have the smaller things as well to actually
Cricut.
do it. So, so as you see, the Bluetooth part. Then you wanna, and then they kind of go with attaching items, how to make things, how to ungroup, so how to slice, and so we'll kind of go through some of those things, how to curve text. So this is a better feature for the your desktop or laptop. When I say desktop, laptop, interchangeable. Offset, how to knock out text, you see on page 18, they put text in the middle of the word. And what I'll tell you is this. So you have different colors. The only thing about a Cricut, right, is that when you buy the film or the vinyl, there's two vinyls. There's the HTV, that's the heat transfer vinyl. That's the one that goes on a shirt that you need to press down. If you're gonna make a cup or you're gonna make something that basically is a permanent sticker. They have two different types of permanent, and then they have a non-permanent. So permanent, if you're gonna keep it on a cup, you wanna use it in a dishwasher, you wanna, keep using it forever and ever, ever, get the permanent. If it is on like a wall, say you wanna decorate your room and put stuff, you would put the non-permanent, so at some point you could pull that off.
So these are, but is it on the vinyl?
Yes.
To tell you?
Yeah.
So, and what they'll have, and I'll get it and show you guys, but it has, the ones I just bought, it says Smart Iron On, Iron On. I get Smart, but those are only for the Cricut Maker 3. So you cannot use this unless you have Cricut Maker 3. But
So for like ours or whatever, like how we have the Explorers or we don't have that, you just don't get something that says smart. It's just gonna say iron on.
Iron On, and then there's the other one that just says vinyl.
Yeah.
Okay, so just know it's a super easy, obvious difference. Obviously you're ironing this on. This is for bags, any kind of fabric, and then the vinyl is for, and then their vinyl has two separate ones. So please make sure you're paying attention, because the vinyl has the permanent and non-permanent. If you want it on a cup,
The iron has, that's just
it's
permanent.
just iron. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So yes, because if you mess up a shirt,
You can't.
it's on there. Now, Lanice told me her husband can pick it off, but it
picked it
takes
off,
hours.
yes.
Yes, you can. So if you don't want to waste your stuff, you can pick it off. Now, I have not tried that. I've not tried
You
it.
can put the iron behind it, but you still gotta watch. You gotta do so much, because once it's on there, it's gonna either leave some type of line or something like that. So you have to watch. It's a long process.
It's a long process, so
Yeah.
make sure. And I'm telling you these things because really, this is how you can go back and talk to your teams as well. That's why we're doing the video. But I want you to explain. So once you get this, put it in a book. I would have this out for your teens as well, so they can kind of go through the how-to as well. But I wanted y'all to kind of have at least a guide so y'all can show. So I'm teaching y'all, but this is so y'all can duplicate what we're saying here. But what I was gonna say on page 18 is that they have two different colors. So for here, when the vinyl, as you saw, that was black and white, it's only gonna cut the vinyl out in one color. So what you're gonna end up having to do is layer. So you'll put the black or whatever color first, and they'll tell you, most of the time Design Space will give you instructions, but if you want different layers, it'll tell you to put that on there, and then you gotta make sure the heat is not too hot, but then you'll put your second layer. So right here, this would be, you would put the beautiful, that would all cut out together. And of course, as you see here, it's a split down the middle, so then you'll have to make sure you're lining up, You'll take the paste, the clear plastic wrap off, and then that last part. And that's a good one because because it's gonna be on a sticky backing, it's not like you gotta line it up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And it might not make sense yet, but it'll
You gotta
make
do
sense
once you
kinda
do it.
Start, yes. But it kind of gives you a lot of extreme. I have not even tried all of these things. When I saw it, I was like, wow, this is a lot of different ways. So obviously when you're starting with your team or your kids, whatever, you want to go basic. And then as they start getting into it, they'll start doing a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a scoring wheel. Now this, actually, I'm gonna try this at home. Page 24. 24 is kind of exciting. I am going to make a doormat for my house, and I'm thinking about for my family's house. So they have what we call a vinyl that is just for stencil to cut out. And I'll go get this out of my car because I might try it here. But basically it will cut out the outline, and you will take a paint and actually put it on, like let's just say it's the floor mat. And I want to put Jones family or Adams family on there. I would cut out the parts that I need to stencil in, and then you would just paint in that, leave that dry, and now you have a personalized doormat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Is that on the circuit?
Cricut?
The Cricut.
Right.
I ain't
said
gonna say it
circuit
no
for
more.
a
Yeah.
while. I did the
Go
same
ahead, go
thing.
ahead.
I did the
Is
same.
that on the Cricut too?
Yes.
Explorer.
But is it on
Yes.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is it on the different machines? Can we do it on there, or is that just the maker?
No, this should be the maker, because what it does is it just gives you a stencil.
Okay.
So there's a new, and I have that in my car as well, because I was like, oh, let me shop for myself.
No,
But
can we
there's
make
a
a
roll.
stencil?
Yeah, can we make-
So it'll cut out the stencil.
Okay.
The stencil is a vinyl.
That's what I was about to say. What type of
But-
material?
The thing is this, it's almost reverse. So there's a thing called weeding. Okay?
Right.
Y'all know what weeding is?
Yeah, you just,
Yeah,
we
pull
just
it
take
out.
Everybody might not know weeding. Okay, so basically weeding, when you get your, when it cuts everything out, it's still flat. So you'll need to pull off what you don't need. Because if you
Right.
put that on there, it's all gonna be a big white block.
Yeah.
So you'll pull off, and you'll have to kind of get into the edges. I hate making the Boys and Girls Club logo, because I always gotta get
Yes.
the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Houston, and I gotta try to
Yeah.
weed out the little R,
Yeah.
the O, all of that. So weeding is, you gotta get all the extra pieces from there, so it's a clean look. Now, I didn't say this, but I'm gonna say this now. When you are doing in design space, when you are doing iron on, you
Yeah,
have to mirror your image, because you're putting it backwards.
Flip it.
So it's cutting it backwards so you can put it on its face forward. When you're doing the vinyl, you do it normal, because that one is just gonna peel off, and then you put it on there.
So you won't have to mirror the vinyl.
No vinyl. Only time you mirror is when you're doing clothes fabric with iron on.
Okay.
Iron on.
It's gonna
only.
also like, it'll tell you. It'll say like this needs to be mirrored, or your mirror something.
Are you sure you have a
It'll
mirror?
mirror on, or something
it'll
like
kinda
that.
tell you
Okay, gotcha.
And we'll talk it through again, because when you go into the design space, it'll tell you what kind of fabric you're putting it on. Are you putting it on a vinyl, or are you putting it on iron on? If you put iron on, that's what she's saying. It'll say, make sure you put this on mirror.
Okay.
So it kind of gives you that.
So it's your
But
fault if you don't listen. No.
Right.
yes, but this is gonna be called reverse weeding. Well, it's still weeding, but you're gonna typically you leave the image on the paper.
Right.
This one you're taking the image off because you need the stencil part.
That's
So
cute.
for that, because now you need to actually
Yeah.
spray paint or whatever.
Paint.
And spray paint is an option. You can do acrylic paint, just depending. But that's definitely a good project. Again, I'm always thinking entrepreneurship. The kids can like figure this out.
Right.
Some of y'all are open in the summer. I mean, in the winter camp. This is a good time to
Yeah.
be like, hey, teens, come on, let's buy some stuff and
Yeah.
explore all of these things.
For the rug, when you're doing that, I would say do an all-purpose paint.
Okay.
Or it's an all-purpose paint, indoor, outdoor. It's gonna
Okay.
say that on the bottle, because if it's going outside,
Yeah.
wear and tear,
And
weather,
people walking all over it.
So
you don't
you
want
need
it.
and cause I use it with just painting period, but I do an all-purpose paint, and it's thicker, so it won't be watery, and it won't be opaque. So get all-purpose paint. You can get it at Michael's, any craft store, Walmart even have them.
Cause I want to try that.
And all of these, Walmart has a lot of this stuff, but obviously if you go to a Michael's, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby, obviously that's going to
And
be
you can
your
use
best
your
bet.
tax exempt
Yeah, she told me yesterday.
Oh, okay, perfect.
for the kids or whatever.
Okay.
So it also page 26 talks about mirror and cut iron on vinyl. They do have on here templates. So let's say you're making a shirt. What they'll do is you'll type in shirt in Design Space, and it'll give you, do you want a men's shirt? Do you want a V-neck? You pick whatever shirt, and then it'll actually give you sizes. Is it gonna be a small? Is it gonna be a baby? Is whatever. So now when you're like creating your image, it's gonna be sized appropriately. Because if not, you'll be making something that's huge, and then when you cut it, you're like, well, this don't fit on nothing, or it's too small. I did that with some Boys and Girls Club shirts. I made them, and then they were like really small, the logo, and I was like, ugh. And you'll start seeing, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. I can tell when people make their own shirts because they look outsized, like the hands, and that's actually against our branding standards. So if you're going to make it bigger, it all has to be made bigger. It cannot be like, oh, let me resize. Like, you have to pull out the entire logo and not stretch it. It can't be stretched. And we'll talk about that in Design Space. So that's a good thing because they have those. If you're gonna do a cup, it'll give you what size tumbler you're gonna use. So it kind of really, really lays it out for whatever the project is that you're gonna be doing. Save all of your work, even if it's something real simple, just like, oh, okay, I'm just doing something. There have been times where I've done something real simple, and somebody's like, oh, I really like that. Now I gotta go recreate the whole thing because I didn't know anybody was even like paying attention to it. So always save it. I think Design Space will give you like 4 or 5 folders. So I have like a Boys and Girls Club folder. I have like a AKA folder. I have a family folder. My husband is a Jets fan. I have that folder. So I have different folders so that I can always like easily go to just find all stuff. But if the kids do stuff, you probably won't be able to give every kid their own folder, but you can definitely save it because you never know when, something might pop off and they might have to, especially if you're doing a lot of work. But even if you're not, sometimes just putting it on a template, it is a lot of work. So it's good to just save it. And you never know, next season or, holiday, you might want to, bring that back out and do that. They have a lot of things on Design Space that they're already made. So if you're like, oh, I want to make a turkey t-shirt, you can possibly find somebody who already made one, so you can kind of utilize that. Now, when you go there, sometimes they have stuff that is, Design Space has a free account and then they have a paid account. It's like $10 a month for the paid account. I don't pay for any accounts, but sometimes it might be like, oh, this font is not a normal font. It's like $5.99. You can go and edit it, change the font to a free cursive, like if it's a cursive or something like that. It doesn't have to be that unless you're like, oh my God. Now, I'll go into a little bit. I don't know if we will have time, but you can always go online and find free stuff. There's like defont.com, and you can actually, and I think it'll teach defont, D-A,
right?
D-A-F-O-N-T. And that has like a million font, different types of font, creepy stuff, comic, cursive, anything you're feeling. Like if you want to do what's on her board right there, that, you could kind of go in and just find a bunch of different stuff. Design Space has a lot of good stuff as well, but if you wanted like, oh no, I just, once kids start getting really into it, you might have an image or something in their mind, or like, I want it to look just like that. So that you can pull it into Design Space and you don't have to pay for anything.
So do you think we should have, make each kid at their own binder so they could do their own designs in them and then they can work?
Well, the free account only gives you 5.
Oh, no, I'm saying like their own little binder where they can come
Like
up with
print
their
it
designs
out?
to keep up with. And so then they use the machine to,
Like if they print out certain designs and then they want to do it.
right, okay, so like for an artist, we have our sketchbooks. So I'm saying, do we want to create them their own, like, you gave us this to use, so.
Now,
then
if you
we-
want to give them a pre-work, that's actually fine. That's what you're saying, like
Yeah,
they
so
can
they have
kind
their
of.
own little binder set for them, you know, has
Yeah,
their name on it.
absolutely
so
for
they
the
can
kids, especially because you got little ones,
Mhm.
and then it's easier for them to before they just get on and start trying to create. Because
Yeah.
I don't do nothing.
Cause I like
I'm
to sketch
first, yeah.
out so I
You're
just
a
want
true
them
artist.
to plan. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I just want them
Yeah.
to plan it out so they
Yeah.
won't mess up, or we have to try to buy more shirts and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think it's best, like especially working with kids, that they have their own little binder that they
Design their
can
own
write it out,
shirts.
draw it out, and then you go your
Organize their
next
work.
step.
Now,
Yeah.
if you're drawing something out, you will have to figure out. You're gonna have to scan it in
Yeah.
to the computer to upload it.
Well, I'm
Versus
trying-
if they are like drawing electronically in the computer and they're bringing it over.
Well, I'm
Because
trying to learn how to do Procreate too, because from there
see, now you
can.
got a whole.
Yeah.
That's either personal or the kid.
Yeah.
But no, either or. I definitely think if you're saying, hey, let's do a Valentine's Day shirt, and they're all like, okay, this is the design I want to make for my Valentine's Day shirt.
Right.
That makes sense for them to kind of sketch out what
That's
they
what I
want.
do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they
My
get,
fifth graders.
like they have their own binders, they have their own design,
Yeah.
so then it won't be us trying to keep everything on file.
Yes.
So they have that, and then they can go into the machine to do it.
Yes. However that works, I think that
That's
definitely.
how I have mine.
Um,
Design their own shirt.
I also do not pay for, me and Clark were talking about this, logos. You can go online and pull a logo if you can get a free site. So let's just say yesterday, was Sunday, I had to go, a friend of mine just crossed, well, my sister-in-law needed a shirt for a Kappa who just crossed. So I literally had to go find like a Kappa logo, and I was able to like make her a sweatshirt. So she was like, none of this Greek stores are open. And I was like, I got you. So that was her gift, was,
You can also be a licensed brand person
I
to
like these.
sell their stuff.
well, it's not selling. You can give a gift of anything.
Well, I know, I'm just saying.
But if you are starting to sell, you are absolutely right. You can't get in trouble with selling somebody else's things. Yes, brands. But you just have to see, obviously, that's across the board. You can't go to
Yeah.
Walmart and get a polo or, a Gucci.
you can't
It's gotta
resell
be
Nike
something.
and all those.
But you've seen shirts where they make their own version of something.
Yeah.
It might be the swoosh with another, you know how people
Yeah.
really do things like that. So that's what we want to be in the vein of. I did read an article of some lady who made her kids all brand name stuff. She just made it for her son so he wouldn't get picked on. And nobody ever asked. And she didn't sell it. She just was making sure. Hey, who's gonna check your
Hey, that's smart.
So there's so basically, and for that there's SVG, PNG, and what's the other one? You'll go and see, but most of the time a PDF, I think it is TIFF.
Yeah, something TF.
Those are all picture files.
Oh,
And
you
then
talking about
they have to be picture files in order for you to upload them in Design Space.
Oh, okay.
If now everybody is equipped, Boys and Girls Club does have an Adobe account. So if you need one, you can email the new IT guy or have the club director and have a club space. Because what you can do is go in and create, like make something, make it to a PDF. So it could be a Word doc. Let's just say your kids were on something. You can make it into a PDF, and then that'll flow into making it into Design Space so that you can pull it out.
So it must be a picture file to upload it into Design.
Yes. All right. And it also, page 34 talks about how to upload it. It's a typical uploading if you've ever done any kind of uploading before. Browse. Oh, it has it here: PNG, JPEG, a GIF, a SVG, a DXF, a BMP. If it's not, it will not allow you to do those. Also, it'll talk about removing the background. So if it does have something with a lot of stuff in the background, let's just say like this picture right here, the future is yours to create, but I didn't want that, the brick. So I would go and upload that logo, whatever it was, and I can remove the background and it'll just be those words.
So if I painted an image and wanted to upload it, it would do that and take the background
You
out?
can take the background out of it. A lot of times you can even go into Canva, because Canva kind of, you can start mirroring things. Canva does a lot, even if you don't have the Adobe. I know we have a Canva account. So that right there, you can take the background out of stuff too. But there's a couple of different things now where they can take backgrounds off, so you can just have certain things. So it also tells you how to erase the background, and how to upload.
What page you on?
How to resize. And I was telling you, making sure that when you're resizing, it's, if you look on page 40, 40, for the size at the top, it says it's locked, okay? That means it's gonna pull the shape all together, right? You can unlock it, and unlocking it would do what I just said I don't wanna do with the logo. It will stretch whatever you want. Now, sometimes you're okay with the stretch. I need something, you know, longer. I want my words to be longer, or I want them to be fatter, or, you know, whatever. But when you're doing like the logo, the Boys and Girls Club logo, you do not unlock it. If you're gonna resize it, just resize it to whatever the size of the shirt. We're not stretching it out. Cause them hands looking this long, it just looks like, you know, who you work for? Cause that ain't Boys and Girls Club. That logo right there is
That's
not.
long hands.
Yeah. So that's the difference. That's what you lock and unlock. Sometimes you have to have something that's got to be a 4x5. So actually measuring out things is definitely good for the kids. What is the size of the shirt? What is the size of the cup? You know, how big does this little whatever you need to be? Because if you making something for a simple cup and it's too big, it looks, you know, crazy now. So they need to, so this is the STEM part of the project, is them like saying, okay, I need a 4x3, 4 wide, 3 down, you know, and them understanding what the height versus the width is. So you're kind of teaching them some math at that. And then it just starts going into the updates. They will basically send you some updates.
What page?
Oh, 44, 42. I guess, you know, they always update. Sometimes they'll add new fonts in. They'll add new pictures in. They'll do stuff. They'll always tell you need to update right now.
What's the best vinyl to use for these machines?
So, that is a good question.
It's a good one.
Sister? It's no T. It's S-I-S-S-E-R. E-R.
I'm
Whatever.
adding in there.
Honestly, I think all of them, I've done the cheap vinyl, and I'll give you a trick or a hack. I actually go, there's a t-shirt warehouse off of Harwin and the Beltway. It's called Aviva. And that is the best place. If you're going to do this for the kids.
Spell it.
A-V-I-V-A, I think it is.
A-V-I-V-A.
They have every type of the really nice. I'm not a t-shirt fan, but they have a nice cotton t-shirt. They have, and then the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. They have the regular gilding, that whole hard, that hard cotton. And those shirts might be like $2 or $2.95. We bought sweatshirts, hoodies. I got tank tops, baby clothes, and they have like a whole wall of vinyl. And so the vinyl they have, and I should have brought it. I made a sweatshirt with this puffy vinyl, and it kind of, kind of pulls out. But they have way more than what Hobby Lobby, Walmart, all of them have. You want to do an army theme. Now that is when the machines that most of y'all have are good, because you don't have the maker roll. The difference between the Maker 3 and the rest of everybody else's. So there's 2 different machines. There is the Explorer, and then there's the Maker. Okay, so the Explorer will do your t-shirts. It'll do the normal vinyl. and it's set to just kind of cut. The maker, you can switch out the blades. So the blades, you can cut leather. I did make some earrings one day out of some leather earrings. It will do a chip. There's a wood cutter, so you can make like ornaments or things like that. You want to do that, or I've made some wooden earrings. You will have to kind of like, really, and I bought some stuff today where you kind of duct tape the stuff to your mat, and then it'll cut out, but you have to actually buy the blade that does that. So that's why I said the Maker is the best, because that allows that. Now, the Maker 3 and the Explorer 3, the difference of this is if you're making multiple things. So for the most part, as you see, Kingsley, can you show me your mat?
That mat had it. This fine.
So for this mat, literally that, thank you Kingsley for being such a great,
He is so proud of this.
somebody, can you make sure you get him on the
Please
screen
get him on
with the
the
mat?
Around?
Yeah, go
Stay
around.
right there. You gonna stay?
Just go around. Cause
I'm gonna use mine.
Yeah, that mat.
Come on, Mr. White.
It's never been
Mr.
used. Yeah.
Von White.
Okay.
Come on, Mr. Von White.
God.
Von White, look at him. Vanna White's brother.
Okay. So actually, I'm glad you brought both of your mats. Can you go ahead and spread them both out so we can see? At the top, you don't have to cover my Apple iPad. There's at the top, can you read what it says at the top of each mat?
Oh man, Cricut.
On the other side. The other side.
He is so proud too.
Light grip,
Okay, and what does it say on the
man.
other side?
fabric grip.
Okay, so there are different types of mats that you can buy. So the light grip is, thank you. Everybody give him a hand
Gotta love it.
He's so
Oh,
Cricket. He's so proud. He was confident with that.
Stop the circuit.
So yes, I knew it was going down. I was like, let me let this play out.
Give him his little minute.
So the light grip, the way it does is you would put your vinyl on that. So this, you would have to actually tape your vinyl down every time.
Okay.
And it will only do that size. Huh?
What type of tape? Like
I'll show you. So
Okay.
it's just a regular masking tape. They normally have that blue tape that you
the
kind of, the
painter's
painter's
tape.
tape. That's the easiest.
Painter's tape.
Yes. So painter's tape, you would put that down. They do have a green vinyl, a green mat, and that you can actually put the stuff down on and it'll stick really good.
Okay.
wait, so you would need tape for the green mat?
Not for
You
the
don't.
green one.
Okay.
But always kind of do the edges, because what the worst thing that can happen is
Oh.
you don't put the tape on
And
there
it comes
and it shifts.
up.
Okay.
And now,
Yeah.
It's gonna look a
Mine has falling completely off, like as it's
yeah.
going
and
through it.
now
Yeah.
it's just cutting a bunch of stuff.
Okay, cool.
So the light grip, definitely you want to make sure the fabric grip, the fact that it has the pink, is when I just said if you're gonna do that leather or you're gonna do it, it
You
is
need
cut. It does a little bit, it's thicker. So because you're gonna need a different blade. And so it needs to cut through and not really damage it. But there's probably about 5 or 6. There's also another one, the green one, that's longer, and it does, I think that one is a 12 by 12. The other one is a 12 by 24. So
Yeah, I
it's
have
really
that one
long.
too.
You can do
Don't
more
they have
stuff
a
on it.
heavy duty one?
They have a heavy duty one
Welcome.
that will do those things. Hey Tammy.
So with the wood,
I think I got
the
the
one with
longer.
the Maker 3 that cuts the wood, you still need a mat under it too,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Because
So would you use a heavy duty mat
Yes.
for that one? Okay.
absolutely, and you're going to. It really doesn't matter. You're gonna need to take that down.
Right.
But,
And does
yeah.
it tell you like how many inches of wood would be needed? Like what
Yes.
type of wood?
So it's really according to your project.
okay.
Whatever you're doing. If you want to make ornament, obviously you can't go bigger than that thing.
No, I'm saying like the
and-
thickness
yes,
of the wood.
and
is
it's
what I'm
and they'll tell you
concerned
the
about.
specific kind. It's like a balsam, and I might be saying it wrong. Like
Like what would you get it? Because I know.
I've done all on now. Actually, Cricut has a wood line. They have a
Okay.
leather line. They
Okay.
have all of that, and it will tell you.
Okay.
But on Design Space, it will kind of give you the options of what. Oh, look, do you want to come up here and show yours, or are you okay with just?
Okay with it.
No, we want to see it.
Yeah, we do.
People with
So that's the longer one.
I have mine to work
Vince's
on.
one.
Oh, she crickets for real.
Yeah.
Right there on the table.
So go front of the camera, because
Okay,
in case
so
you give it up.
you
Get
say
the whole book.
you say that they have the line.
Yeah, so now Cricut has a line of everything.
Okay.
Because before, when I kind of got involved, they did not have everything. Okay, this is.
Girl, you've been working.
I hope I purchased the most recent one. I purchased whatever you told me.
Okay. That means you got to
It's
make
like
her
the-
3.
The highest three. Okay.
The highest three.
Found that out and how long?
I don't need you, but all of my other
I was about to say,
videos.
yeah. You want to go on
Okay,
that
so
side.
this is the longer mat.
And I got all
You
kinds
can
of
get the
stuff.
mat. Now, this is great that she has her mat like this. There is a cleaning solution. They will tell you. I think it's a YouTube video, because what happens is the more you use it, the less sticky it gets.
yeah.
But there's like a soap-ish that they have that you can clean it and it'll make it brand new. So you don't always have to go buy a new mat. But with y'all having this at clubs, I would just invest in like several mats.
Yeah, I have.
So that they
How
can
much are the
have,
mats?
Yeah, just so you can kind of have.
How much are mats?
Can you get that at the Harlan store?
No, mats I wouldn't get at Harwin.
Yeah.
Amazon have them.
Amazon might, yes, they might have a couple
But
of
I
ours.
also got mine
They
from
have-
like Hobby Lobby
Yeah.
Oh,
or
okay.
Michael's
But on
or
Amazon they
Joann's.
get come in bulk, so you
Yeah.
can buy multiple
Multiple.
sizes.
And that says the paper, so that's not even a Cricut one. Look on the
No.
other side.
Okay.
So that's good. I'm
Because
saying
mine
so you
didn't come
can
in
get.
a bundle crazy.
A lot of times the Hobby Lobby or Michael's has like it's called the
It's
paper.
the studio.
The studio,
Yeah,
and they have
yeah.
a lot of 50%
Yeah.
off all the time.
Oh yeah, they do.
They right now is bust.
The only thing that
Use
they,
my number, you get a 15% discount, teacher discount.
Okay.
the only thing that nobody has is the continual the continual smart. So the smart is like you don't use a mat. You just actually put the paper in there, the vinyl, and it'll go for days.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's the difference, because now you gotta like tape it down. So the
You
options
got that
are,
one, Tammy.
the options are
She's talking about the vinyl for it.
Oh, okay, but she got that machine
Yeah, she
too,
do.
though.
the
Yeah.
Maker 3. So
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Maker
this one
3.
right here, right?
Yes, so y'all have, that's why I'm
You
making
got that
sure.
one.
Because let's just say I want to make my whole team,
Right.
staff, Boys and Girls Club shirts. If I have that one, the regular Maker or Explorer, I have to now put one sheet on there, tape it down, and then let it cut. Take that off, and then tape it down. The 3, I can get the biggest roll that they have, and it will
just
make
run
about
it through.
20. It'll make as many
Oh,
as
that's
that.
cool.
Yes. So that was why the 3 is my choice. But again, y'all have what you have. So if you haven't gotten one,
I knew whose suggestion going on because that was gonna be the best of the best for shopping.
yes. So y'all have that. But again, with the kids, you're not necessarily making bulk like we did talk about how we were doing dance shirts. If you had a dance team, again, that would be a good one for the dance team. When you're just kind of having a continuous roll. So in the event you're going to invest in another one, I don't know if you can take those back if you have the other side, the other type. Kingsley is the only one that bought the one.
Take that back.
But sometimes
I'm
they don't
upgrading.
have, they won't let you after it's
I hear
over.
that. Huh?
But you
I know
might be
that's
able
right.
to. You got it from Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, you might be able to, because Amazon might not have all of those.
Like a week or two
That's all right,
ago.
because I have all of them. I have the
Yeah.
very original where you have to buy cartridges.
And go
Lord
with
help.
3.
Okay,
You gonna go back to Amazon and it'll be a way to say return item.
so
And
yes,
it'll,
uh-huh.
I'll show you. Yeah.
So yes, that's why Matt
So what's the
followed
difference between the
instructions.
Explorer and the
So
Maker?
the Explorer again only does like shirts.
Oh, okay.
And the vinyl. It'll do the vinyl.
And the Maker
and
does the
the
leather.
Maker does the yes.
Okay.
Because the Explorer doesn't give you the option to change out the blades.
So if you get the Maker too, if you already have the Explorer, you will still be using the same design site?
Yes.
Or you won't
It
have
don't
to make
matter.
another?
Yeah, it don't
Actually,
matter
what
what
they'll
it-
do
yeah.
is give you a drop down
Yes.
box because let's just say I have my Joy, which is the small one.
Yeah.
It'll literally say which one are you using right now,
Okay,
and I can do a drop down box. So if my the little Joy is in the house, I can be like, oh, I want this.
Okay.
Now, some stuff that we don't talk about, that I haven't even done, is that all of them do, is the other side. Can you be my Vanna Black?
Vaughn White.
Unless Kingsley, hopefully he don't feel too bad. All right, so you got one on this side. Can you do the camera over? My cameraman gotta tell her. Gotta sit off this side. All right, so one side is the man, you in the way.
Oh, sorry.
Y'all was trying to
now
see.
she can help me.
So what you're gonna do is open the side with the blade.
Oh,
Pull that open.
this one, right?
This one right here?
I think
Okay.
so. I ain't never changed my blade
Yeah, I was
out
about to
though.
say, I don't want to break
It's feel like it's
You're not. Just gonna pull it out.
Just pull it out or pull it in? Oh, okay.
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 So that is where the blade goes.
So you,
I
if
ain't trying to break it.
right.
you break one, you can just buy a replacement.
Yeah, you can. But and at some point your blade will get dull. So you'll definitely need to replace, especially if in the perfect world you got your kids are using this machine like crazy and you just like, oh, y'all made 1,000 projects in a week. Great, we need a new blade. Those are always great things to replenish your supplies. All right, so go ahead and close it back up.
Thank you, Vaughn White.
Now the other side is also what we don't normally use. Now, if you ever wanted to make cards or have something like, it will actually, you can do a font and it will print whatever you want. And they have a card paper that will cut and print. So like, let's just say you wanted to say, thank you, director, you're the best, love, and put all the kids' name. You can put that, on the design space and it will actually, you can put a pen in this. It will tell you
got
to
that.
upload a pen, a marker.
You got the
and it'll
pens.
actually write it in the card for you.
It came in
So,
your bundle. Yeah.
The Joy is really good for that. Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
The Joy is really good for that, but that does too. So what you would do on your mat, no matter which machine you have, is you will put the paper on the mat and tape it down, and then it'll like. And what it does is the machine will. It has an eye on it, and it looks at where whatever you're trying to cut is, and it'll actually say, okay, this is where that goes. Okay. So just a thought for Christmas is coming up. You want to make personalized cards. Great to try. Cricut has those in a brand as well. So just good stuff to like, oh, let me just try it out. The goal, you guys try this stuff out so that y'all can like play with it and be able to like tell everybody else.
I'm finna pay you with this.
Now, one of the things we used to do at Best Buy that I loved that they had a wall that was good for mess ups. Now, I know we talked about, I know we don't want to waste a lot of stuff, but you do want to encourage, because the more you mess up, the better you'll get at it. I know, like, as Clark and I were talking, we messed up shirts,
Right.
we messed up stuff. You only get good at messing up.
Yeah.
But if you want to have one shirt or a couple shirts, hey, print it out on that shirt first, or do something there.
There's some duck canvas. It's a material that we use as painters, and it's a long piece of material.
Okay.
They can practice on it.
Yeah. So I think those are good options. So let's see. I think it just talks about more updates, how to do your materials. It'll tell you. I think I might have gone through the book already.
Yeah, you
This one was
definitely
the
went.
messed up one.
Yeah, you
Okay.
definitely went through the book, but it was great.
Okay, because I don't know. I didn't see the.
Because here go the thing with the blades.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Good. So,
You
yeah,
went
I
through
don't
it
think I
yourself.
have that one.
Yeah.
But go in again.
Oh, yeah, 'cause this one
and,
talks about the pen and
how
stuff.
to change the tools.
Yeah.
So page 23, it talks about how to write with the pen.
23?
How to position
You
stuff.
mean 62?
61?
61 and 62. That's the right with the pen.
Pen.
That's 61, 62.
Okay, well I got
That's her
it.
20, that's her 23.
Oh. Okay.
You got
All right.
I have 62.
I don't even know if my page is in the right order. Yeah, I don't know.
It
Yeah,
might
all
be a little
right.
bit more. What's at the top? Is it
His house is
the
set
back?
text
Or is
with
it-
the pen.
So that is for, look at the top, because it will say things 3 or 4 times, 3 times,
that's
because
iOS with
it
the
is an
apple,
apple.
with the apple.
And they're telling you
Oh, okay.
different things on how to use for a phone or an iPad.
Okay.
It tells you, remember, it gives you the Android option.
You say, so it's 24.
So 23 under the desktop.
And this 67 shows, like, you always to me want to save on the cloud and not save to your like device or whatever, so you can
Yes.
pick it up everywhere. She
That
said
is
that.
an excellent
Save to
point.
your cloud for your.
Save to your cloud, because like how she was saying, she'll do, like, say for instance, like I might start off on the computer because I want to be able to do everything, but then I might print from my iPad because I don't want to plug it up. So you want to save it so it'll be able to pull up, you know, you want to save it to your cloud
Save to the cloud.
cloud and not your device,
Good point.
just so you can pull it up everywhere.
Yes, because if you are somewhere else, you gotta go back to that device.
Yeah.
If that device break down,
Right.
you don't have a choice.
Good
it's
luck.
on that device.
Yeah.
I always. I
Save.
think I have that automatically. As
Yeah,
the
same.
option. I mean, I think I do that on anything. I don't think I even just save stuff on my computer.
Device.
I always have it. All right, so everybody kind of gets a little bit. I know that was the lecture part. All right, so now everybody, let's go to your machines.
I gotta go to school.
Oh, okay.
But I'm happy I came.
Yeah, well, you got the basics,
Yeah,
and I know
I can
you'll figure
You know
out
I'm
whatever
gonna figure
else
it out.
you need.
You still want to be recorded, Carla?
Yes, I'll.
How are we
'Cause
setting
I'm
it?
gonna go around. You
Okay.
can stop it.
Okay.
But, I'm gonna start.
Text
I'm
me.
subscribed.